been a boom in diagnosis of developmental disorders in the 2000s or millenniums, or whatever you call it, the 2000s. See, that's my neurodiverse dyslexic brain. Sometimes in great orally written, I can be really good, but it takes me a long time to process. But are you neurodiverse or neurotypical? I always knew that I had slightly very out of the box thinking, and was always kind of thinking outside the box, not fitting in, really struggled. And whilst I did well at school and uni initially, I really had to study hard and work really, really hard, and I found it really taxing, and actually I think it made me quite poorly at the time. Because I just could not process information in the same way as everyone else. So neurotypical is basically the opposite, the standard kind of way of thinking, and the standard kind of development where you see things very logically. Whereas neurodiverse, we might have out of the box thinking. You might be either hyper focused or struggling to focus, because can be being on the autism spectrum, ADHD, dyslexia, dyspraxia, Tourette's. There's a range of things when it becomes a diagnosis like being neurodiverse, but it doesn't mean neurodiverse is an actual diagnosis, but it's a term that's been coined over the years. And I find it really helpful because people are really embracing being neurodivergent and actually all the positive skills that it brings. So this week is coming up to Neurodiverse Awareness Week. And I think it's great to see that so many entrepreneurs, so many people at work, in business are neurodiverse, but also there needs to be lots more people supported into the workplace. As I said before, in the UK, about 5% of people with SEND, so special educational needs, are in employment, and so many of them are working 16 hours or less. So you can see I'm tripping over my words at the moment because I haven't planned this, and that's my neurodiversity, but I can just kind of waffle on. But I found that being perfectly imperfect and having that imperfect brain, but embracing it that it is perfectly imperfect, has really helped me find my skills, tap into my skill sets, where, employers who actually kind of are forward thinking can see that we could be code breakers, or we can be really good at processing certain information, or with dyslexia you have a spike profile where you're really good at some things and not so good at others. So there are so many things, and it's a really, really powerful thing to really embrace who you are, whether that be neurodiverse or neurotypical, whatever it is to you. Actually harnessing your skills rather than seeing where you fail or your flaws. You might be very neurotypical and struggle to think outside the box, and you need a bit of creativity, but that's where we can actually all work together to help one another with our different skills and fill in the gaps. And that's the beauty of collaboration rather than competition, because there is no one mind alike. We are all different and diverse, and that's what's beautiful. That's the perfectly imperfect mind. Sending you so much peace, love, and shimmies. I'd love to know your experiences. Do chat to me at Sophie Mayland.